out there. Hey guys, 24th of March 2021, and there's our day. We've already been getting a few little sprinkles on the ground. We hopefully later on today we're going to get out and do a walkabout. But nice and cool though. I do have something I was watching, not watching, but on the Facebook till my signal ran out. Some fellow from an expat site was mentioning something, so I'm going to address what happened to me. I don't know if it's going to be like this everywhere, but you know, it's some of the things that happened to me when you get here, and it's something to just get used to because it's never going to change. It hasn't changed in the 8 years I've been here, and it happens everywhere I go. When you walk out your house, and by the way, I did a video on this before, but a lot of you new guys didn't see it. When you walk out of your house, people are going to say where you're going. They want to know your business. You know, when I first got here, that's very odd to me. Nobody but very close neighbors or friends would ask you anything like that at all. They just wouldn't do it. But here it's normal. I was just walking this morning. I got up a little late, so the sky was blue, and the little old lady was out there sweeping her street. Where are you going? You know, that way. I just say I'm going that way and smile and just keep boogieing. Another thing that happened to me that I was only here a year or two, and it really ticked me off. I was looking at my wife and just fuming. There was some family members that came up from, I believe they were from Mindoro. Not her sister and husband or anything. This was a relative of hers, and a bunch of people came. So we had some beer and we had some whiskey for them, and this one long-haired, stringy-haired, long-haired dude. I was kind of looked at him as suspect. He kept asking for things in the house. I have a sword collection. I have a few things, knickknacks hanging on the wall. And he just kept coming up and saying, hey, can I have that? Give me that. I want that. You've got lots of stuff. Give me that. And he wouldn't stop. This prick wouldn't stop. I told my wife, I want him out of here. I don't like this. I'm not comfortable with this dude. You know, and finally they all left, and I was really happy about that. Another thing, too, you'll hear a lot of, you know, I was telling, we were sitting there talking to an older Filipino gentleman in the house. He was a friend of one of the relatives, and he's going on. And I was telling him about something that I had done in the States, how we did construction and things, because this guy was a construction guy. And he's sitting there with his arms, I don't believe that. Well, when somebody says that to me, you're calling me a liar. So I says, hey, get out of my house. Get up and get out of here. You don't come into my house and call me a liar. Get. And I was pissed. I was like, get the F out of here. Get out of my house. And anymore, you know, live and learn. I just shut up. I don't say anything. I just pretend I don't understand them. I don't get into conversations with a lot of these guys. I start looking at body language. You can see some that just, you know, they got this better than you thing. They're better than a foreigner and all this stuff. You could tell by their arms being crossed and stuff. So I don't even talk to them anymore. My wife's gotten to the point where she doesn't invite them in anymore. Because it's something that's going to be tough to take. It was really hard for me to take this because my business is my business. I don't like to, I'll let go some things that go on, like with our house and stuff like that, but the rest of it's nobody's business. You know, it just seems really odd to me they'll do it. And it's like I did in a video before. One reason why I absolutely will not have a housemaid in here. We get cleaning people come in every now and again, very close friends that know us well. They'll come in and clean, things like that. Mama comes over and all that stuff. But the thing that really ticks me is everybody we know who has a housemaid, they just start telling the business of inside that house. My wife knew a lady for like a day. The next day, she was telling us what the person made, what they pay on their car, what their electric bill is, what this, just going on all about everything, talking about personal stuff. So if you get here, I would recommend not getting any kind of a maid. Now they're not all like that. There's a maid across the street now. She comes in and washes clothes and stuff. She lets herself in. Very nice lady, always smiles. Never hear a peep out of her about anything inside the house, which is good. You know, it's you know, you got to watch that. So you got to watch who you get, and you know, get used to them coming in your house asking for crap. You know, I think what I'm going to do when we have any kind of strangers come over, I'm going to have them sit outside. I'm going to have chairs set up outside, a nice glider and stuff, and that's where they're going to go, because I don't like people walking in the house and say, "Hey, I want that." I would never do it. I mean, I never went into somebody's house and say, "Give me that." You just don't do it. But this is some people do it here, and it's hard to take. Oh, look at that, Mr. Applehead. Go get the knife and the bowl. You don't. Oh, was that for me? That was the one on the table. Thank you. I'll eat that in a little bit. But so get used to that. That was just something that somebody put on Facebook. I don't know how it's going to go today. We got garbage day today, but I don't know if it's going to rain. Doesn't really feel like rain, even though it's clouding up pretty good. You know, I just don't feel it. My back's been sore for a while, radiating down my leg and stuff, but I guess that's just normal now. But we're just going to kick it today. We get the boys some slippers and stuff. I'm going to go down to the MC shop and see what's going on with that. I don't want to take the thing out without the big sprocket. I want to break it in with that sprocket, and we'll see how that goes. I like the idea. The Yamaha bike I got it has an oil filter right inside the case, where the Honda didn't. It just had a screen. It picks up from the bottom, and it's got to suck it through this screen to lubricate the motor, and then all the stuff falls in the bottom and you drain it out. Just big stuff. So having a filter on there, you know, an oil filter, to me is a good idea. I believe it'll last a lot longer. Of course, these Hondas, you see these Honda motors from 40 years ago just beating down the street every day. Don't know how many times they've been rebuilt, but you see a lot of guys with old bikes here. But I do see the most old bikes I see here are the old Yamahas. Our friend has one. He drives as a tricycle. It was his father's that the father bought in '72, and he drives it. He drives that thing every day. He's a tricycle man, and it just amazes me. And I says, "Hey, you're not going to get a new one?" He's like, "What for? This one still works." And then the funny thing, it's had a couple different sidecars on it, but it keeps trucking. They keep it up. They do their maintenance, and I'm just amazed at this one. I just saw a thing online. Well, I think it was on Facebook, and I might have been in Dumaguete, but the guy had a Filipino tricycle made, but it was on a Kawasaki 1000. I said, "Now there you go." But I rode a tricycle in the States. It was one that I bought. It came in a big box in pieces, and I set it up on my bike, and I had that thing all adjusted and everything. I never worried about taking it on the highway. I used to, it was easy to put on and on off the bike. I did little, instead of putting the nuts on it where you needed tools, I put big turn things. I welded pieces on so I could lock it, and then I had a little catch wire to hold it so it wouldn't come loose. And I could bolt that thing up in 5 to 10 minutes, and I could put all my tools, because when I'd head to the job, I weighed my tools one time that I would bring to the job with all the benders and testers and the pullers and all the stuff I had to have. It was 600 pounds, and I would put that in the sidecar and drive that to work. And then everything would go in a lockbox, and then I'd drive home with the sidecar, take it off, and then that's how I'd go back and forth to work. And right before the job was done, I'd bring the sidecar again and bring everything out of there. You know, as I didn't need things, I would take it out of there. So, you know, sidecars are really cool. I want to get another one. I did the pictures on that last video of the sidecar style that I want. We might not get that sidecar people to do it. My wife has a friend from school that's a sidecar guy. He says, "Yeah, you send me a picture, anything you want, I'll make it for you." Plus, we want to see other stuff he's got. You know, I want to definitely do that. One of the ones I would really love to have was like down in Davao. The way it works, it's like a jeepney in the back, but the motorcycle sits right in the middle, and he's inside. He's perfectly dry, and and they haul a lot of people in them. They haul 6, 7, 8 people in these things, and they ply the roads down in Davos City all over the place. There's lots of them, and that would be really something cool, because that way I could also have a little cargo vehicle. I definitely want something to haul. I wanted to also get a cargo trike, but with the places we have to park, there's only going to be room for one and a bike, so that's why I got rid of the Piaggio. We decided our car will go out on the street for the time being, right in front of the gate. So that's just how it's going to go. I don't plan on using the car very much once we move. It's going to be for just long trips. All the short trips into the store are going to be, on a tricycle or on the bike, whatever we have. But we got to get a tricycle ASAP. Because I don't want to be driving a car down in there. I'm gonna stop at different places where I've seen signs of no tricycle and talk to the traffic cops down there. I'm gonna do just like I did here. Stop every now and again on a hot day and bring them a cold drink and stuff. Get them to know me so that they're generally pretty cool. Where we go up at the circle, you're not allowed to park in this one spot. You're just not. They come over and they get you. They get your license just for parking. They don't let you park there because they want to keep that area clear. But because we've always been, you might say, generous to these guys, if we need to stop up at her friend's house for 15, 20 minutes, even a half hour, or she needs to run in somewhere, we can run over and ask them, is it okay? And they'll say sure. And they'll come over and make sure we're parked over as far as we can. And some of the people complain, how come you let him do it and not us? And they're just like, hey, that's just how it is. So, a little bit of grease goes a long way here, and just being nice to these folks. They got a tough job. I know I do bitch and complain about some of them, especially in Manila, because we don't know them, but they are definitely after your money. That's their main goal in life. They don't care. Like I said, I said this in a video before, and this is exactly what happened. We were in the left-hand turning lane trying to turn left, and he was blocking my path. And then he waved me to pull a little bit forward. Where are you going? I said, I'm trying to go there, but you're blocking my way. He said, pull forward. What for? Give me your license and pull forward. Ah, crap. So give him the license. I pulled forward. You know what his beef was? It was because I went straight through the intersection when he told me to, and my wife didn't have the camera out, and we wound up having to give 1,000 pesos to get out of that. This is what they did to me. So I got to watch that. So that's why it's a pay me now, pay me later type thing. You'll come to find, I know in my country there's a lot of government officials that are on the take, but you don't really see it that much. You don't see it so much in the police officers. You just don't. It's not seen. Here, it's in the wide open. They don't care. They'll stand right there. They don't care how many people got cell phones and all this stuff. They are above the law here, a lot of them. That's just the way it is. They're going to take your license and they're going to nail you. So you just got to watch out. And if you do something wrong, for sure, they'll get you. Be real careful of pulling into any crosswalks if you're driving here. If the light changes on you in a crosswalk and there's no way to back up, you got to toot your horn, get a traffic cop. Hey, can you get these guys to back up? The light changed quick or something. Start talking to them right away. It'll get you out of one. Otherwise, they'll walk up and just take your license and give you a ticket. So watch that. And there we got a nice motorcycle man going by. Morning. That one's a little bit rumbly. We have a fellow over here. He's got a Kawasaki, the one with the motor that lays straight out and the single, no dual shock in the back. I don't know what model it is. He can drive by this house. You can't even hear him. It just goes. It's very, very, very quiet. I'm looking for a quiet bike. My Honda TMX was pretty quiet. The Rouser was a little noisier, but it was more geared for performance. That thing would cook. A lot of people tell me about these little tiny bikes, they don't go, but I'll tell you the truth. I had on the level ground on that national highway where it's a stretch from our corner, no downhill, just it's pretty much level. From our corner, I could make that left turn and wind it up, and before I got to Walter Mart, I could be doing 92 kilometers per hour. So that's a pretty good speed for 135cc. They do cook. That's another video I had. I don't recommend the big bikes here. If you can get one, yeah, I'll probably get one for on the highway and stuff, but you got to remember, you got to drive through the city traffic just to get to the highway, so be careful of that. So I'm just rehashing some stuff that happened before. I'm going to try to do a walkabout today. And you want to do the honors, mister?
Reach out.